It's God-given.
Is your God advocating for slitting throats? You're making him look like the devil to me. How is there a correct way to slit someone's throat?
The way Allah said so.
It's unjust.
I believe it's what we should do.
What if my God said it's okay to slit your throat?
If a polar bear was to see us and it was hungry, it would come and
hit Poncho.
But a polar bear doesn't have Tesco's. Are you against gas chambers? Any gas chamber?
I mean, I don't know. If a chamber is for like holding gas, then I don't see a problem with it. If it's for like neutralizing human beings, then yeah, I would agree.
When was the last time you heard about gas chambers?
Probably somewhere like Auschwitz.
Yeah, so what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I disagree with it. Genocide's always bad.
Yeah, disagree. Okay, cool. Does it matter who is inside the gas chamber?
All human life matters, yeah. But unless it's someone that deserves that, I would say, yeah, put them in there.
So someone innocent.
Innocent, nah, they don't deserve that. But someone, criminal, yeah.
Would you say only human life?
No, I wouldn't gas animals either, nah.
Okay. What's your thoughts that in the UK, we have about 9 gas chambers where they gas 6-month-old pigs?
Old pigs, why do they do that?
6 months old.
What's wrong with the pigs? What do they do?
That's how they kill them in the UK.
Listen, I advocate halal slaughter, yeah. Everyone should do, if they want to kill your animals, make it halal. That's what I advocate.
Okay.
I don't like these gas chamber stuff.
Okay, explain to me what halal is then.
Halal is the most humane way of slaughtering an animal. It's the command given by God. And essentially what happens is you say Bismillah and you get a sharp knife and you cut the throat, so you completely tear the aorta, so then the pain is basically very minimal.
Okay.
It's basically hardly any pain and they die straight away. And yeah, I would say that's the most peaceful way to
Okay,
slaughter
and
animals.
why is halal in place, would you say?
Because God said so.
But why do you think he cared enough to put something in place instead of, say, things like gas chambers?
It matters how we treat people around us, animals included, doesn't it?
Why is that?
Because morality comes from God, and if God says not to kill, you don't kill. We don't take morality from human beings. If God says to do something, then we do something. If he says to slaughter an animal in a certain way, we do that. You know, we don't make things up.
But why do you think he says not to let the animals see other animals getting killed, to cover their eyes?
Because it makes the animal very stressed before they die.
So it sounds like it's because he cares more about the animals, he's trying to do it in the best possible way.
Yeah, of course. Animals are a creation of God, you know.
And is it the Quran?
Quran, yes.
When was the Quran written?
It was revealed to Prophet Muhammad 1,400 years ago.
Okay,
it wasn't written by anyone. It was revealed to him.
Okay, yes, sorry. So 1,400 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so back then, maybe we had to kill animals to survive. Would you agree? And they were trying to find the best way to do that for the animals, right? But now, what do you think the most compassionate thing to do is in a world where you don't have to kill animals right now?
I would still kill animals right now. I like food. I like meat.
I like food too.
I think animals are put on this world for us to munch.
Okay.
But we also should look after them as well. For
Okay,
example,
that sounds contradictory to me.
no. For example, I agree with having pets and looking after them.
Why is that?
Because it's good having a pet. For example, having a dog, you can go hunt. It can look after your house. You can leave it outside. It can guard your house. Having a cat is good.
Okay, so
it brings you love, compassion.
Is that not because you care about the animals?
I care about the animals.
So
I would still eat certain animals. For example, I wouldn't keep a chicken, even though some people do keep chickens. I would decide to eat chickens because I like chicken.
Okay.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with eating an animal as long as they're slaughtered in the correct manner.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about from the animal's point of view?
I feel like animals know they're put on this world for us to eat. I feel like it's God-given. For example,
God-given? Is your God advocating for slitting throats? Because I always thought God was a compassionate person, or a compassionate being, is that right?
Of course he is,
compassionate, kind?
The most merciful.
Most merciful. Okay, so what do you think the most merciful thing you can do? In everyday life, you can choose to pay someone else to slit the throat of an animal, or you can live and not pay for that and live a lifestyle that doesn't...
I mean, if it's done correctly, as I explained before, if it's done correctly, there's no problem in it. As I said, morality comes from the Creator. Just because you think slitting an animal and for us to eat it just because you think it's wrong doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. You have to prove to
Okay.
me now, from your subjective understanding, why that's wrong, objectively.
Okay,
And you won't be able to.
I'll explain
You won't
to
be
you
able to, objectively.
because I wouldn't want someone to slit my throat with a sharp knife.
As I said, that's your
But what
your
about
opinion.
you? Would you be okay with someone slitting your throat with a sharp knife?
No, but I'm not an animal. It's
Okay,
different.
okay, hold on. Let's hold on there. You wouldn't want it done to you.
No.
So why then is it okay for us to do it to animals when we can choose a different option?
I already explained. I don't follow liberalism.
But listen,
For
we
example,
don't live
I
1,400 years ago. We live in
Doesn't
world.
matter.
Your choice
religion
today.
is timeless. Quran is timeless.
Your choice today, though,
Yeah.
you can choose to be merciful and kind and not harm animals, or you can choose to pay for animals to have their throats
You see
slit.
how you phrased that sentence. You said you can choose to be merciful and kind and not harm animals. In my opinion, and the objective opinion, is being merciful to an animal and looking after it and caring for it, and then slaughtering and eating it is still merciful. For
Really?
example, your opinion of merciful is different to mine, but I'm saying it from an objective source.
Okay, so you're-
That's just your opinion.
Okay. So you're telling me I could be merciful to someone, but I can also slit their throat and eat their flesh, even though I didn't have to.
Yes, you can. 100%.
Really? Okay.
Yes. You
So
can.
I could say like I love my dog so much.
Yeah,
But
but
if-
I wouldn't eat dogs because I don't think that they're very nice. I mean, I haven't tried it, but I wouldn't eat dogs,
Your God
and I
said
feel
that we can, right? Your God said we can.
dogs. No, I don't
Okay.
think so. I don't think
What
so.
animals did he exclude? Dolphins?
So what's the relatively animals with clothes, right? With full clothes or something. So like lamb, sheep,
And anything in the ocean we're allowed to eat as well.
Anything in the ocean? Okay.
Wouldn't you say like how you said it's the nature of life? Like if a polar bear was to see us and it was
Yeah.
hungry, it would come and eat
Yeah, he'd
us.
munch us.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
the
But a
natural kind
polar
of
bear
being.
doesn't have Tesco's. A polar
Yeah,
bear's
of
in
course.
survival like 1,400 years ago.
Yeah.
We're in survival. This is why I actually think that your God is the most, like one of the most compassionate because he thought about the animals in a time when they had to kill to survive.
Yeah.
But in a time now, we don't have to kill to survive. So surely the most merciful thing you can do
mean-
is let someone live.
Yeah,
Yeah?
but as humans, we're not herbivores, we're omnivores.
Yeah.
So we eat both meat and
We have canines for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, herbivores have the biggest canines, but it's irrelevant with that.
yeah.
Science states you can live healthy on a plant-based diet for all stages of life. So because we can live without slitting someone else's throat, surely that's the right thing to do, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily the right thing to do. Health-wise, it could be better, but I don't
No,
think.
from the animals, because we can be healthy living without harming
Okay,
them.
what about those animals that have been domesticized? Like, for example, chickens and these pigs you're on about, they wouldn't be able to survive in the wild because of all
Yeah.
the human intervention that's
Exactly, they're not even natural animals. You're absolutely right. So I actually lost one of our rescue hens yesterday. She passed away from a heart attack at home because she saved her from the egg industry.
Yeah.
She's been selectively bred, like you said, to lay 300 eggs a year. Naturally, how many eggs do you think they should lay?
I'm not sure.
Around 12. So for them, it's like giving birth every day.
Yeah.
She was only about 18 months old, and she passed away yesterday due to heart attack. So and others as well. But they survived a gas chamber. She would have been sent to a gas chamber.
Yeah, that again, I do not agree with at all. Like I said, it needs to be done in a natural, humane way, and they need to be looked after. They shouldn't know they're about to die. They shouldn't be.
And also, this is something that would boost your understanding as well, because there seems to be like your main point of contention is around the pigs, right?
Yeah,
And in
yeah.
Islam, we don't eat pigs.
I understand
We
that.
don't slaughter pigs.
I understand
We let them
that.
live.
I understand that. And it's really easy to then be supportive, right? Because you
Yeah.
don't participate.
Yeah.
The reason we're promoting this today is because my friend actually has just put out a documentary on Amazon Prime called Pignorant to show people what happens inside these gas chambers. But we're animal rights.
I don't agree with the gas chamber stuff.
Okay. And that's because you care about animals, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Because they feel pain or...
Of course, you should look after them, but if it's time to eat, you should do it humanely, as I already explained.
Okay, yeah.
That's
but,
mine.
But you said that you care about animals, and you actually all seem really compassionate. And I think you're stuck in this position where you maybe want to keep doing what you've always done. God's told you a way to do it because you can. But from the animal's point of view, what would be the kindest thing to do? To let them live, or to slit their throats in a halal way? What would be the kindest thing from the animal's point of view? If you're being completely honest with your
As I
heart.
said, I'm completely honest, and I'm going to talk to you honestly. As I said already, I think I feel like every human being has innate disposition within them. We call it the fitra, innit?
The what,
And
sorry?
The fitra, that's what we call it. But
Yeah.
it's basically innate disposition where you know the normal things from right from wrong, and you know what your purpose is, kind of. And I feel like an animal has that as well. And animals know because Allah created them.
To me, I'm confused because to me, I think God should be compassionate and kind.
Yeah.
But a compassionate and kind God to me would choose to not harm an animal today in a day where he doesn't have to, and choose something else.
I mean,
Would you choose
but
killing
you
or not
also need to
killing?
understand, yeah, that the
Can
guidance.
I ask you a
Sorry.
question though? Would you want someone to choose killing or not killing?
Killing
Even in halal? Yeah, would you want someone to slice someone's throat, even halal?
a
when you
human
have
being?
Someone's throat, doesn't matter, human, animal.
No,
There
not
has
a
to be
human.
context behind
Yeah.
it. There's a different context.
Okay,
For example,
today.
this will help you. This will help you. For example, the guidance we follow is timeless. So it's meant for then and it's meant for now. And
There is
you
a difference,
And you need to. And let me explain. You need to understand that the guidance, because it's universal, it needs to apply to all contexts, all stages. So back in those days as well, some people they could not survive without meat.
Yes,
So that's why the guidance has to be universal. It can't.
in survival, yeah.
Exactly. So just because, for example, it was easier for us now to survive without meat, it doesn't mean that we should stop eating meat now. It needs to be
Okay.
universal. It should be catered towards everyone, and that's what it is.
So you said survival, there's a justification, right? You can use justifications and you can use up humans. You can kill up humans to survive. But isn't there a quote in?
I don't know about that one.
Oh, but people do. You like.
I mean,
if
self-defense. If someone tries to stab me right now,
Exactly.
and I fight them back, yeah, that's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But isn't there a quote in the Quran that says, if it's unjust, then you'll be judged? If it's an unjust
Yeah,
killing?
of course, of
so
course.
every single
Quran
day.
is a quote. If you kill someone that's innocent, it's the same as you killing the whole of mankind.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's
Even small as I think it says a sparrow.
I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I think it
Maybe,
says a sparrow. If you kill it,
maybe,
even
maybe.
something as small as a sparrow
Yeah,
unjustly,
maybe I could be wrong. Yeah.
then you'll be judged, right?
Slaughtering an animal for us to eat, we wouldn't say is unjust.
But
You get what I'm saying?
I would argue saying it is unjust because we don't need to. So we don't have a justification.
That's
We don't
fine.
need to.
Yeah, you can have your opinion on it. That's fine.
But would you agree?
I don't agree.
You know, so you think
already
we
gave my
need to
reasons.
survive for survival?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's for survival. For example,
So
if Allah made something halal for me to eat, which means permissible, then I will eat it. I will enjoy it. If it's halal for me to eat chicken, I'm gonna eat chicken. If it's haram for me to
The
eat
difference
pig,
is
I'm not gonna eat
it's
pig.
unjust.
That's your opinion.
No, that's facts, right? Like,
Yeah.
We would say if we look after the animal, take care of the animal, and then slaughter it after, we wouldn't say that's unjust.
okay, so if I had I don't know, if I had humans and I loved them, I looked after them, they lived in a palace.
No, but that's
Could I
different
say they're
again.
fruit?
No, because it's humans.
That's different.
We're not allowed
okay,
to
so
kill
what's-
humans and eat
Believe
them.
animals that have a different role compared to
Yeah, yeah.
humans.
What's the moral difference? What's the moral difference that means that you get to live and they get to die?
Because that's what God said so.
Okay,
Remember
to
what I
me,
said. Morality comes from the Creator.
but it's unjust. To me, it's sounding like your God wants to kill over kindness. Is that what you're saying to me?
What we would say, God, we're getting our morality from
Because
God.
I'm
When we
confused. Do you
get
believe in the devil?
yes,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
What's the difference between the devil and God then? If a God was here and the devil was here, and there was a little lamb, or there was a vegan option, who would eat the vegan option? Who would slit the lamb's throat?
What, God or the devil?
Yeah.
God doesn't eat. He doesn't need to eat.
If he did,
He doesn't eat. He's eternal.
I think you're trying to get out. You're trying to get out. Okay,
No,
if he,
you're asking a question that doesn't make sense linguistically.
The thing is, when
Like-
see, to me, it's not making sense from you. You don't have to eat animals. I'm alive right now. I
No,
don't
but
harm
that
animals.
doesn't make sense because God
And that's the
doesn't
most
eat.
merciful thing I can do.
I-
You guys are using God's name to justify killing
No.
when you don't have
What we're
to.
saying is, you know how you're saying that's the most morality thing for you? That's your own subjective opinion. We're not getting these opinions from us, we're getting it from God. Once you start making differences in what's good and right from our own subjective selves, that's where an issue. Because
Okay, are you not able to look at it from the victim's point of view?
yeah,
Because does God get in the way of everything for you?
No,
Because
God-
he seems like, from the little lamb's point of view, the little lamb I've seen crying about to go into a slaughterhouse. Halal.
that's
haram.
Halal.
That's
But
haram.
you don't understand though what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah, we wouldn't agree.
You get the
Listen.
they put the stamp of halal, but the suffering they endure up to that point,
I
they
agree.
suffer the entire
Let me
way.
say something.
So how can you be sure?
I
it's-
agree. Let me
but
say
how
something.
can you be sure it's halal? Because they suffer from day one.
Exactly. Let me say, for the companies that do it this certain way, where they don't look after the animals and they basically mass factory farm and they put a stamp on it and say it's halal. If they don't do it the correct way, I would disagree. I wouldn't say that's halal.
Okay, well I would say 99% of the way.
Well, then
they farm them
99%
is
of is wrong then. If
Yeah, but they
if you're
still-
right, but for example, I'm not going to take your thing as fact. I need to see it then myself.
Okay.
But if you're right, and they're not treated correctly, and it's basically factory farming, then we would disagree.
The farms are not halal. They're not stamped halal. It's just the slaughterhouse, which is a halal slaughterhouse. So the whole time they're growing up into these farms, it's torture, abuse.
That's problematic then.
Yeah. So it's actually all haram.
Yeah.
The most certain way to live halal is by living plant-based, because you know then you're not harming animals, even if they stamp it. Because these industries are here for money. They don't truly care. They don't truly care about your God or what God has said. They want money, right?
I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
There's all lies behind closed doors. So the most halal way you can live is plant-based. But I would say
I
to
disagree
you,
with that one.
but okay, but
Depends on the country, really.
But I would say to you though, if you can give mercy to someone over your taste pleasure in a situation where you don't have to, it's unjust, then surely that's the right way to be, right?
I disagree. As I said, I don't take morality from people, I take it from the creator.
Okay.
And our creator knows us best more than a human being. If the creator says I can eat an animal as long as I treat it correctly and store
Can I ask you
I'll
then,
do that.
why would God put plants on the planet for us to consume that don't feel pain, and why would he create beings, beautiful innocent beings that do feel pain and suffer in all the ways that we do? Why would he then say, oh, it's okay to slit these animals' throats who do feel pain over just eating plants because you can live healthy on a plant-based diet?
Variety. God said so. He made it permissible, we're going to eat it. It's very simple.
It makes me feel really sad because I empathise with the animals. If I was born into a body of a lamb and you were telling me your God was telling you to slit my throat, I think that God is the devil, right? It might, but through my eyes, through a lamb's eyes, your God, you're telling me, you're making him look like the devil to me.
For example, we wouldn't put
Whereas I think he's
animal
compassionate.
equal to a human being.
If it was done right, you wouldn't know you're about to be slaughtered. And again, like how we
But
said,
I
they're
still
not-
don't think that's right.
And it's not the same.
Yeah,
Because you're taking away someone's life.
Yeah.
If someone killed a baby and they didn't know what was going on, it's still wrong to take their life away.
Yeah. I
Who
agree.
are we?
That's
Who
the thing.
are we?
Yeah, I agree, but we'd think they're going to a much better place than this world.
You might think that. But it doesn't matter. Just because you think they're going to a better place doesn't mean we can
But
murder
I can say the same
everyone.
thing. You might think that what we're saying is wrong, and you might think that what you're saying is correct.
Yeah, I do
but
believe
I
it's
can
wrong.
prove objectively that what I believe is the truth.
And I can prove to you, animals don't want to die. They want to live, and
I
you
disagree.
can live. You think they want to die?
I feel like, as I said before, I think animals know what their purpose is. They
Okay.
understand. They understand that
Okay.
if they're treated correctly,
It
by
doesn't
the way,
matter, it doesn't
if treated
matter.
correctly, that they have a purpose.
How is there a correct way to slit someone's throat? Even halal.
The way Allah
When
said so.
It's unjust. Your God even says
I
it's
disagree.
unjust. You're trying to justify slitting animals' throats when you don't need to. It's unjust.
I'm not trying to justify anything.
You
We're
are.
not justifying it. Listen,
You're justifying
I'm-
slitting throats.
I'm not justifying
And
it.
you're
'cause
using God's name.
I believe it's what we should do. I'm not
But
justifying
I
it.
could say I believe.
You're actually justifying your position.
I
I'm
could
not.
say I
I'm saying
believe
it's
it's
good.
okay to slit your throat in the right way.
You can, but what's your evidence for that? My evidence is because God said so. You don't have any evidence.
That's your belief that God says that. But what if I had suddenly come up to you and said that my God said it's okay to slit your throat,
You're gonna have
even
to
if
prove
I
to
don't
me.
need to?
First, you need to prove to me that your God, what He said is correct. You need to prove to me from your scripture if it's actually correct. You need
Okay.
to prove to me that your scripture hasn't been corrupted and
The
it would
difference-
hold.
the
For example,
difference,
we
though-
can prove that.
The difference is that I can't see your God. Like and I'm not being disrespectful.
Yeah.
For my I don't understand the Quran and stuff. I would need to learn. But I can't
you
see
should.
your God.
Yeah.
But I do think that you believe in a compassionate God. I can prove to you animals are screaming and crying for their lives every single day, and I can prove to you that you don't have to kill them. So from what you can see, you see animals bleed, they suffer, they cry, they're taken from their mothers, they're raped. You're paying into this system
That's crazy.
the entire time. But I'm going to leave you with that because I think you guys do have a compassionate heart, and I think maybe you've just not seen what I've seen. And that's probably why.
And I hope you can take some things we've said as well from this conversation, and I hope you can kind of like expand on what we were saying as well.
Yeah,
and
I like
listen
to
our
learn.
point of
I
view.
like to learn,
Yeah.
but I do think no religion mandates eating animals. So when you can choose kindness, why not, right?
Objectively, your original question though, I think what you're doing is good.
This is a documentary. so-
Animals shouldn't be getting gas chambered and killed
Yeah.
in an inhumane way.
That
Yeah.
video.
This, what you're doing is correct. So I agree and I support what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But check out the documentary. It's Pignorant. It's free to watch on Amazon Prime.
Will do.
And I say educate yourself
Also,
on what's actually going on.
is this gonna be anywhere?
We have a YouTube channel, so we have animal rights channel.
Is
It's
it gonna
called-
be on that?
Possibly. Called It's Mel and Steve. So you can check it out.
What's it called? Sorry.
It's Mel and Steve
Oh,
on
let me
YouTube.
put a note of it.
But
It's Melon and Steve.
It's Mel and Steve. MEL. Yeah, not Melon.
It's Mel and Steve like that, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Melon. Melon's vegan.
Yeah?
Yeah, have a great day, guys. Nice to meet you.
I'll be going down into the gas. We're gonna get a call.